Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922 yet again for another anime series review. A lot of them ended. A lot of them ended that I said I was going to review, so this show. Now, this anime, the thing about this anime that a lot of people look at and they say is it is completely CGI. Completely CGI. When I mean completely CGI, I'm like everything is CGI. Because you get in a lot of animes where they'll have parts of the anime in CGI. Like, I think in Stratos, I think in Vandred. There are a few animes here and there that do that. But they only do it partial. This is completely in CGI. And the one I'm talking about, of course, is Arpeggio of Blue Steel. More importantly known as the Japanese title, Aoki Agane no Arpeggio Ars Nova. And this anime, even though it is completely in CGI, the animation, and it's questionable, it is questionable, the animation, I really enjoyed this show. I'm not joking around. I really loved this show. Now, it might be because we're talking, ships that are like, they're these ships that have these little girls piloting them, pretty much, or just using them. They are the ship, and stuff. It was very, very complicated to fathom as the show went along. But when you got the hang of watching it, it's like, oh, wow, this is freaking awesome. Especially when these ships were fighting each other. I was like, wow. But, the CGI, I think Hockey, Uncle Hockey was telling me about this show. He was talking about, he says, the CGI when it concerns the backgrounds and everything, but when it concerns the characters, he's like, they're weird looking. But despite the fact that this entire anime was CGI, I have to say, I loved this show. So, what am I giving it? You know what that means? 8.5 out of 10. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. That's pretty high than the other ones. Pretty high than Capillion. Pretty high than Kanata. I can't make up this argument because it felt, I just loved the battles, the ship battles between these different ships. It was fantastic, especially in this last episode. I was like, God damn. And also the reason why I really enjoyed it, it was this concept of these ships who are known as being weapons gaining a will of their own. That concept was shown in this anime. Completely in this anime. And as you went along, you see the other ships that become in contact with this one ship change as well. And I enjoyed that sentiment, that kind of thing that was going around. In fact, the last episode, I don't want to say it, but like the last ship that was the last one that was against the ship that was good, she kind of, I don't want to say she got talk no jutsu'd. No. I don't want to say that, but it was similar in that way. But that's beside the point. So let's get into the summary. Pretty much what the show's about. By 2039, global warming had caused sea levels to rise immensely. Territory was lost. In response, a mysterious group of warships called, and they're not called, in the show, they're not called Clad in Mist. In the show, they're called the Fog. So, basically, you had this group, the Fog, who come into the fray, and the fleet of the Fog appear in every corner of the ocean, and they start attacking human ships. Despite humanity mustering all their strength, they are utterly defeated by the fog. Overwhelming force, all of humanity's trade routes are blockaded by the fleet of the fog. Their political economy was destroyed. The human race was steadily beaten down. 7 years later, that's when this comes into play. The fog submarine I-41 appears before candidate Gunzo Chahaya, the humanoid life form that pilots the sub, who should be their enemy, is instead offering her services to mankind. Notice I say humanoid life form. Pretty much the whole, when I was talking about with the ships and everything, each ship has a mental image of a girl. So it's I guess you could say android. It's part of the ship. It's the ship's, it controls the ship pretty much. These humanoid versions of girls and stuff, they control the ship, and that's the gist around it. And basically, this guy Gunzo, he is told by this girl Iona, who is the mental image of the I-401 submarine, to pilot her, to become the captain of her. And that's where we get this thing where he regroups these other people who are part of the academy to join his crew on this ship. And they go, basically what they end up doing is they end up going against the fog and fighting the fog, the other fog members. And they bump into a bunch of people, a bunch of ships that are from the fog, and when they encounter them, they fight them, and I have to say, even though this is in CGI, the fight scenes were so awesome. Especially this last episode. This last episode was like, woohoo! You know, it was just like, god damn. But knowing that, I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. I still stand by that point. Because, you know, it is CGI, that's true, and the characters look weird. But you know what's the funniest thing? I got used to it. I actually got used to it. It was, at first I was like, but then it grew on me. Kind of grew on me. And I was like, I'm digging these battles, these ship battles. I'm like, it's like Battleship, you know, which is so more awesome. And also the whole concept, I like that concept that they were bringing in this anime, where you have these girls who are the mental image of their ships, and they're supposed to be weapons, and they get a will of their own, and they find their own way. And especially like the last episode, it was pretty nice, and it was a good ending too. So I was digging it. I was really digging it. But if you guys get a chance, if you can get past CGI, it's ultimately a very good anime. If you can get past the CGI. And if you can't, you're just going to be like, yeah, it sucks. You know? I mean, I think this is pretty good. I mean, I want to say it reminds me of Ava a little bit, but not really. It reminds me it's very apocalyptic. You have these ships fighting other ships, and these other ships are just like I-401 Iona. And the last one I might as well tell you this, you guys, is the last ship she fights is, let me go find the one's name. Is it Kungo? I think that's her name. Her name is Kungo. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, Kungo. And Kungo, basically, she was like the leader of the fog. And certain things happened to her that kind of like threw her out of whack, as you see in the final episode. But I really enjoyed that concept. That concept of their weapons, and as when they get in contact with people, humans. They cease to be weapons anymore. They have their own will, their own thing going on, and they go with that will. So it was a show, it was an anime that I was digging. It was an anime that had a lot of action sequences that just threw me off. Pretty good. It's pretty awesome. Even though it's CGI. I know. You know it's CGI. I love the battles. The battles were awesome. Just awesome. But the story progression with it was like, you know, they would fight the fog, you know, and they would fight, you know, a bunch of them, and then eventually it's one of those things where they do become their friends, kind of. Fight one member of the fog, and then all of a sudden, you know, they're with them now. But it was a good anime. I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the battles. If anything, the reason I say for people to watch this anime and to stick with it, the battles. The battles. If you can deal with the CGI. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10, man. I just love this. I don't know what it is. It's CGI. I shouldn't like it, but for some reason I loved it. It was fantastic. And it had 8.5 out of 10. Also, I enjoyed kind of the whole fact that their mission to you know, turn things around against the fog. I thought this was interesting that it was just like one ship against everybody else. So that's another thing to bring up. I should let everyone know I finished something. It's not really here. I finished reading Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind manga. Holy people. Listen. Nausicaa Valley of the Wind manga, pick it up. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you gotta rob somebody. Yes, I went there. Go pick it up. Review of that will come later today. Yes, it will. It was awesome. It was fucking awesome. But that's all I got for you guys. Yeah, just want to mention that. And yeah, go watch Nova. Go watch this show. Go watch this show. Blue Steel. Go watch it. Go watch it. Yeah, CGI, yeah. I understand, but you gotta look at the ships. The ship battles are awesome. Yeah, these, oh man, those gravity cannons. Holy shit. Yo, that ending with the gravity cannon that Congo had was, oh my god. It was it was like, if she wanted to, she could wipe out the entire planet. I'm convinced. She could have destroyed like almost everyone. It was insane. But yeah, 8.5 out of 10 for Arpeggio of Blue Steel. Go watch when you guys get a chance. I'm Bankai 922. Later today will be Outbreak Company. And believe it or not, I am going to do. You ready for this? I said I wasn't going to review any Aniplex animes. Going back on my word, I'm going to do an afterthoughts on the second season of Battleship. People are going to be like, yeah, no, why are you doing Bankai? It's an Aniplex. I'm going to do it. Just my initial afterthoughts of the second season. By the way, second season shits on the first season. Yeah, just want to mention that. Okay, that's all I got for you guys. Bankai 922. See you guys later. Yo, those ship battles. Man. Those sick. It's awesome. Awesome anime. I'm Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. Peace.